Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Simply Sheeta, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about going back to work post-op VSG surgery. Now, as you guys know, anyone that's been following me, when I originally had my VSG surgery on July 31st, 2019, I was working for a company that I had been working for 29 years. Um, no intention, at least not at that time, to not return to that job. But as I said, if you've been following me, you know that things definitely did not work out that way. So I want to talk to you guys about what life has been like for me post-op VSG going back to work. And I'm going to ask you guys to kind of excuse my background today, but I'm in my bedroom and I really did not want anything to stop me from making my video because it is the beginning of a new month. And I am at 7 months post-op technically. Today, considering the fact that we had a leap year. So I want to tell you guys about what life is like at 7 months post-op. And again, today let's talk about going back to work post-op VSG. Like I said in the beginning, when I first started my journey, I was working for a company that I had been with for 29 years. I had a really nice job, good benefits, great pay, lots of vacation time, but I knew my job really had kind of started to die down, I guess for lack of better words. I hit a ceiling. There was nowhere to go. And I really did not like the commute. I had to drive to 90 or 95 to Delaware every day, which was taxing, not just, mentally and physically for me, but also on my car, the wear and tear of my car. But, I did what I had to do. So the last 6 years of my career, I worked in Delaware and I just again did what I had to do. Now, when I started my journey, guys, I had already, kind of knew when I finished surgery in my mind my plan. And I say that because I know that my company uses a company to determine your eligibility for benefits. They basically will approve or deny your benefits when you're out sick. So I knew based on my years of service and what benefits were available to me, and I had decided long before surgery that I was going to take full advantage of those benefits because I wanted to be sure when I went back to work that I was ready. I was like mentally ready as well as physically ready. This decision was really easy for me, guys, because prior to the decision to have surgery, I had went through a period of about 3 years where I suffered a lot of loss. I had a lot of things going on that probably would have broken down most people. And it probably would have broken me down too if I would have allowed it, but I didn't have time at that point. So I was basically functionally depressed during that period, just pushing through life because I did not have the time to deal with the things that I had to deal with. So when I decided to have surgery and come out of work, I was going to make sure I gave myself that opportunity to deal with it all because one thing that I found that was consistent in everything that I had begun to see when I was watching videos on YouTube was that everyone talked about going through a stage of depression and a period, where they really have feelings of regret or, just feelings of depression. And I can see it. You are basically ending a relationship that you've had, and most people in the VSG community probably can relate to. You had a relationship with food, and that relationship is now gone or changed. So I can see depression, really sitting in. For me, because again, I knew that this was part of it, I knew right away that I wanted to go to counseling. It was a no-brainer for me, and that is exactly what I did. If I remember correctly, the company that handled our absence, I think, gave me originally 6 weeks. And honestly, 6 weeks was not enough. I mean, I know there are some people that have gone to work sooner. I, in fact, have my VSG twin on Instagram. Our date was the same. I remember 2 weeks after surgery, she was at work and she posted a picture of herself and she just looked drained and tired. And, her post was something like, I wish I hadn't come back so soon. So, to anyone that's having surgery, I'm going to suggest if you can, take as long as you can out because, people kind of take this kind of lightly, like this is serious surgery. Your body is being totally altered and you have to learn how to do everything over again, eat, drink. Um, it's really something that I know I needed time to really learn and really, really be able to figure it out. If you guys, been watching me, about the first week or so, I couldn't even figure out, how to get up without feeling like I was going to faint every day because my energy level was so, so low. So, to anybody that's out there thinking about having surgery, or if you're about to have surgery, I really hope that you are able to take a significant amount of time, take as much time as you can, because it is very, very important to heal properly, and not just to heal physically, because that took a while too, as far as I was concerned. I really would say I was maybe physically completely healed, maybe at 8 weeks. I would say that's kind of when I felt as though I was like healed. Um, and it still probably took me another 4 weeks to kind of get my body like normalized with eating and drinking and things like that. But at 7 months, guys, that is definitely not an issue, which is why I am so grateful that things have worked out the way that they have. Because obviously, like I said, when I went out, my plan was to be out, but my plan also was to go back to my formal job. But God had other plans because in the end, I retired and started a new job. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. What it's like now that I'm back at work. I have been in my new position, my new company, my new job, actually 1 month on the 27th of this month. So just this past week, I was taken off of like the shadowing type training and put on my own, to basically learn the job, make mistakes, and get myself, just used to my new position. Guys, I'm going to tell you the truth. That very, very first week was very difficult to get used to just the routine again. I basically sat home for about 6 months after I had surgery. And, I really, really hadn't been in a regular routine for that 6 months. Um, for me, my only did my routine change from what I was doing before because I went from driving to work every day to catching public transportation. That took a little bit of getting used to. I had to get myself physically and mentally ready to deal with public transportation, meaning, making sure that my bag zippers and making sure that I have everything when I leave because I can't take things and leave them in my car and that kind of thing. So it was a little bit of adjustment about maybe the first 2 weeks. In fact, I can tell you guys the first week was probably the worst because I had to take a test at the end of my first week of training, and passing that test was required in order for me to basically go to the next step. So I can remember not getting really a good amount of sleep until the Saturday after. Um, as time has gone on, I've gotten used to, the routine, catching public transportation. My daughter works with me, so we have like kind of a system going on. And I'm getting there. Guys, I'm getting there. It's going to take a little bit more time, of course, to learn the job because that basically is how it is when you do anything new. You got that time period where you just got to kind of get to know it. So, yeah, I'm still there trying to get to know the job. But for me, getting to know the routine and my body getting used to the routine is something that took time. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I could not have done this pre-op, not at the weight that I was pre-op. It has a lot I've been doing a lot of walking. I mean, when I catch public transportation, I don't know if I'm going to have to walk the steps because the escalator's not working. I don't know if I might have to run a little bit to catch a bus. I mean, these are all things that I've done. I could not have done it 86 pounds ago. I seriously can. Now, there are, with all of, the time that I was home, there are a lot of habits that I had started that I've continued. And I wanted to continue these habits simply because I knew these were the good habits. I still eat breakfast every day. You guys know my one egg, my one sausage. I still eat that every day, even though recently I've actually began to do something that I was really excited about because I think I told you guys before I love a BLT. I always wanted a BLT. Well, I actually have been able to have a BLT for breakfast. It's a half, of course, and it's really pitiful. It's like one little thin slice of bacon and one little tiny piece of lettuce, and I use diced tomatoes from a can instead of actual tomatoes, just because it's just a little easier to get down. So I continue to have breakfast every morning because it just gets me started. I've been doing that since I post-op surgery. I used to wake up with my protein. Well, I make sure I eat something before I leave home. By the time I get to work, I usually will have what I call a second breakfast, and that's been consistent of something like a cheese. I'll make a crudité of cheese, olives, carrots, those types of things that I can kind of pick on. I take my lunch, even though I work in Center City, I do take my lunch every day, and I'm going to talk more about that in a second. And one great thing I've done is I've actually taken protein powder, Gene Pro. I have a bag just for work where I will still make me my protein drink because we have an ice machine, there's water, so it's helped me with getting protein and being hydrated because I can sit there, make that, and kind of drink that all day. For the most part, my day is getting, like I said, I'm getting that routine, so that kind of has been what I've been doing. But, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. There are some bad habits that I saw myself picking up, and I had to catch myself. One being eating in Center City just because, like a lot of my time, my last few years at work, I haven't been into Center City, Philadelphia to see what's down there. And a couple of days I walked it. Instead of just taking a walk, it was me walking to somewhere and then always coming back with something. Again, my daughter works with me, thank God. So I have always been able to, of course, split something with her or give it to her. But it's such a waste of money and time. And it's just not good for you. One other thing, guys, I will admit that I had started to do is I had actually started eating soft pretzels. Philadelphia soft pretzels are my favorite. And in my building where I work, we have a great convenience store. They have so much stuff in the store. It just blows my mind how much they can fit in this store. And one of the things that they sell every day, fresh, because we have a pretzel factory right in the bottom of our building. They sell fresh pretzels. Delicious. I love them, especially when they're warm and they're fresh. But they're not good. They're just like so stupid. Like they're like pointless calories. So I found myself, even though I was only able to eat half, me and my daughter were getting these every day, and I was like, I can't. And that's when I started taking a crudité, or I try to take yogurt. But of course, everything comes with planning, and again, there are some good and some bad because I began to be able to get more of my protein in as far as drinking protein and in my hydration as well as my vitamins. I take my vitamins with me and take them at work now. So those things are positive. Um, I also notice, not so much maybe, I guess, as I'm starting to relax more, but I would notice that I would get this kind of period in the day where I felt my energy just crash. And I would find myself needing to take B12, the dissolvable B12. In fact, guys, this is exactly what I take. It's the CVS brand. It's 5,000 micrograms, and this stuff has been saving my life. I mean, this helped me get through a lot of boring hours of training. And when I was shadowing people just sitting there, it would really, like kind of draw out my day. So I actually keep one of these at my desk now so I can, kind of catch up on my energy when I'm starting to feel that it's low. I also have found it to be really, really easy to kind of meet my goals now. And it's probably because I'm definitely getting at least 1.5 to 2 bottles of protein, which is 60 grams. Now, I know the bariatric team that I was with would not want me to still be drinking protein at 7 months post op, but I just still can't eat enough to get the protein that I need per day. So, again, another great thing. But the best thing, guys, and I mean the very best thing for me about having surgery and starting a new job is the fact that nobody knows I had surgery. You know, first of all, let's start with the fact that I still look like a plus size woman in my own mind. I may not be morbidly obese, but I'm still, I'm still a big woman. I'm still a fat chick. And I'm fine with that because I know where I'm coming from. So nobody's really paying me any attention. Plus, I'm older. I work in an environment with a lot of young people. So no one's paying me attention. And I love it because when I have my lunch, I don't have anybody looking at me with curiosity or looking at me, in an odd way because, I'm struggling to finish a half a sandwich. Or, I'm taking something and cutting into very small pieces. No one's paying attention to that. They might be paying attention to if I smile, if I speak, or, things that they may hear me say. But the details are not simply not, being noticed, which is, of course, the complete opposite of what I would have been dealing with if I went back to my old job, simply because pretty much everybody knew I was having surgery. Before I went out, I basically told the people that I knew would tell someone, as well as the people I chose to tell. The reason is simple. Anyone that I told, I knew, and they knew, they could freely discuss it with me. But I made a point to tell a couple of people that I know could not hold water. I knew they would tell people. But, of course, unless I told you, you can't come talk to me about it. Otherwise, I know you've been gossiping about me. And who wants to be looked upon as the gossip? So pretty much everybody, I'm sure, knew whether they would talk to me about it or not. They knew. The difference was, again, were you privy to have conversations with me? As a result, I was really, I wasn't afraid of what people would say, but I worked at a job where you had some people that would try you just because they knew you were not going to allow yourself to respond, but to a certain level, because who wants to lose their job? I walked in an environment before where people, there were some that would probably be very curious to see what I eat, what I drink, how much, and then, you know, out of curiosity, and some just because they just want to see you fail. So I'm glad that I don't have that aspect of my life, my work life anymore. Nobody knows I've had surgery. Any weight that I lose, pretty much, I guess I'll just look like someone that's come down. And more than likely, by the time people really get to know me and notice me, the weather would have changed, our coats would be off, and they won't pay attention to my size. But again, being an older woman and being there amongst so many young people, nobody's paying me attention, and I love it. I do. I love it because I'm really able to focus on what's really important to me right now, which is meeting new people, learning my new job, and just overall being healthier. Um, Guys, I really am not going to have to apologize because, again, I'm still trying to get myself in a routine and a mindset that, I need to be in so I don't have to think about work. Do you know what I mean? A lot of my weekends now I'm spending doing things that I don't get to do during the week. I kind of miss having that day off, during the week. And, I don't want to be less than grateful for being able to get hired right away for in a full-time job with a very great place to work. But some days I really wish I just could have a day or two off during the week like I did when I was out of work so I can just get some things done. But I'm not complaining. I'm definitely not complaining. My stats, guys, I am currently at 242.2. I think that's like 4 pounds since I talked to you guys last. I don't have anything to say other than I am pretty satisfied with my loss so far. And I say that because I haven't wanted for anything, to be quite honest. I do want to talk to you guys in my next video about what the physical part of surgery is at 7 months, what that looks like. So I'm going to save a lot of my information for that video. Again, I wanted to just touch base. So the next time we talk, I'll give you guys better, stats and maybe I can have some graphics, because that's another thing, guys. I changed my phone since I've seen you guys. I went from an Android phone back to Team Apple, to the delight of my daughters. They're so happy I have an Apple phone again, but I'm still working to figure things out. So this video and maybe the next one might be a little dry, but I am going to continue to come and try to bring you guys some content and keep in touch, because it sucks when you get on here and you start following people and then all of a sudden you don't see them and it's like, what is going on? Like, are you embarrassed about how your journey is going? Are you okay? And I just don't want to be like that. So I am okay. I'm losing slowly. I'm not mad at that. And like I said, I'm going to talk to you guys about that in the next video. I'll tell you all about everything as far as the physical part. But at 7 months post-op, I feel really, really great. I feel a lot stronger and healthier. At this point, I'm only about 2 pounds away from the smallest that the last time I can remember, like the smallest weight that I was at 240 a couple years ago. And I am, I think, like 15 pounds, 14 pounds from actually losing 100 pounds or something, which is goals by my birthday. But guys, at this point, I'm just grateful that I've made the progress that I have so far. The weather is warming up. Spring is coming. I'm so excited about the spring. So that's going to, of course, mean more activity. And I have things that I have planned. So I'm looking forward to sharing all these things with you guys. And I want to really, really thank you all who continue to watch me. I want to thank my subscribers. If you aren't a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button so you guys know when I'm coming back. As life becomes more normal, guys, I probably will go back to my regular filming, maybe every 2 weeks instead of once a month, because again, I don't want you guys to lose touch. I don't want you to think I'm like, like gone or something's happened. Everything is well. Everything is truly well. And I am truly, truly grateful for just everything that's changing and happening in my life. So I will talk to you guys the next time. Remember, love yourself more. Self-love is the best love. And I will see you guys sooner than later. We'll say that. I'll see you guys sooner than later. Bye.